Good morning. Hello, everyone. So today, this morning, I am going to talk about, well, first I'm going to do a breathing exercise, and then I'm going to show you a diagram of how we break down the process of an emotion. Kind of where, and this is kind of like the average of kind of where it starts and the chain that happens internally and externally that leads to consequence, right? And then hopefully you'll be able to see that there are many points in this chain that you could intervene and change the outcome or the consequence, right? So let's start with a breathing exercise. This one's really even more simple than before. So step one, just sit comfortably in your seat. Step two, kind of close your eyes or gaze down at the floor. Step three, we breathe in, and I want you to think to yourself or say to yourself, wise. Breathe out, mind. Breathe in, wise. Breathe out, mind. And I want you to do this maybe for 5 rounds, and I'm going to be quiet so you do it. Okay, good job. So this breathing exercise will kind of direct your mind to get into your wise mind state because it calms you down. You're focusing on your breath. It's bringing you into the moment. It's kind of getting you out of that fight or flight reptilian brain and allowing you to kind of see the facts while still acknowledging how you're feeling, right? That's wise mind. And it's very simple. You just have to remember 2 words, one when you breathe in and one when you breathe out. And no one can know you're doing it. I mean, people can know you're doing it, but you can do it without anyone knowing. All right. So let's move on to this diagram. Now this diagram is, we're going to all do it together. So just do the best you can. If you get confused, I will keep showing you kind of what I'm doing as I go along. So I kind of started a template that looks like this. I'm going to have step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can pause it right here if you'd like to kind of look at this for a second. Get a pencil and a piece of paper and look at this and just get as close as you can. Don't worry if it's not perfect. But we're basically making a circle. 1, 2, 3, like a clock. 4, but on 4 we have a big circle. 5, and then a dotted line to 6, and then a dotted line back to 3. Okay? And this is a diagram of an emotional process. Okay? So do the best you can. Don't fret if it's too confusing, okay? Maybe I'll even upload this diagram into Google Classroom so that you can kind of cross-reference and see if you got it right. Okay? So when we are experiencing an emotion, we got to back up even before the emotion, okay? Usually the first step is that there's some vulnerable factor or vulnerability factor. Vulnerability factor under number 1. And that could be maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Maybe you're having a bad day because you got in an argument with your parents in the morning. So you're already kind of vulnerable to a big emotion because you're already a little thin, you know? Or maybe there's someone that you're really uncomfortable around, happens to be in the classroom or in your sports group or whatever, right? So you're already a little tense, right? That's the vulnerability factor. The second step is the prompting event. So this is, sometimes it's like something someone says, something someone tells you, something someone does. It's the person, place, thing, event that created a reaction in you, okay? Okay, so the third one is thoughts about the event. So the event happened. Let's say somebody said something rude. Now you're having thoughts about that. All right, so you're processing it in your brain. You're taking in the stimuli. You're taking in the information that you just received. And then the fourth one is the emotion. I just wrote it right there. And we have our bodily sensations. So the sensation of the emotion on the inside and then on the outside. So on the inside, it would be like body changes, physical sensations. You know, if you're angry, it would be, where do you feel that in your body? On the inside, right? Or heartache, you know, you feel it sometimes in your heart, or anxiety, sometimes you feel it in your throat. And your urges, what you really want to do. Okay? On the outside, it would be the expression of this emotion. So your facial expressions, your body language, and your actions and behaviors. So on the outside, it would be your expressions, face and body expression, your actions, and your behaviors. So it's how are you reacting to this on the outside? Okay? Are you yelling? Are you stomping your feet? Are you trying to get away? Are you shutting down? Okay. Number 5, consequences of your actions. Oh my gosh, I just spelled that so bad. Consequences. You can see, I really should say consequences of actions. Okay? So this is what happens after you do this. This is what follows. Do you get in trouble? Do you have a conversation? Does someone respond to you? Okay? Does someone comfort you? And then number 6, second prompting event. Now, as you can see, this is a dotted line. So this is an option, okay? You could stop here. But sometimes the consequences of your actions lead to another prompting event. Maybe you got in trouble because you reacted aggressively to your anger. Now you're in trouble. Now the teacher says something that's a new prompting event, right? Now that's a new event that could potentially lead you to here. Your thoughts about the event, and now you're starting the cycle again, right? And you can get caught in this loop for quite a while. This is a rough ride right here, oftentimes. But as you can see, these are dotted, so these are kind of optional. So hopefully everybody got most of this. this is a diagram, right? It's the model of emotions, according to DBT. So you can choose anything. Maybe let's look at anger, right? We start the vulnerability factor. Here's an example. I had one yesterday. So yesterday I went on my first four-wheel driving trip, off-roading with my Toyota. Oh my God, it was so much fun. But the vulnerability factor was that I had never done it before, and I didn't have much experience in the snow. So we went to the snow. The prompting event was that I got stuck, okay, towards the top of the mountain. And it was just sheer, like, glass, icy. And super, you couldn't even walk on it. It was super slippery, okay? My thought about the event was that we were never going to get out. And we didn't have cell service, so I was like, oh my God, we're going to be here all night. We're not going to be able to get out. This is bad. No one's going to be able to save us, right? So you can imagine what my emotion was. My emotion was fear and anxiety. On the inside, I was getting anxious and kind of shaky. And I had an urge to, I don't know, yell for help. On the outside, I was like, I guess I was really short. I was talking really fast. And I wanted to get out of there really fast. The consequence, fortunately for me, was that my brother-in-law came really calmly and said, oh yeah, easy. Like took a lot of the air out of my tires, and took a couple simple steps and taught me how to back up and get out. And what I realized was that, oh, this is all part of it. Like, this is part of the fun. And so I was able to reframe it, right? Now, if I hadn't had somebody calm to kind of show me how to get out of it, perhaps the consequence of my anxiety could have led to a second prompting event. And that would be someone else yelling at me, calm down, right? Or get out of the way or something, which then would have probably led to some even more uncomfortable thoughts. So this is how it works. So when you're having an emotion at any time, you can intervene. Any of these. Self-care, right? Maybe you need to be gentle with yourself because you're already vulnerable, right? Prompting event. Maybe at this point, you can sort of analyze it and not take it on. Not going to take it on. Thoughts about the event, you could reframe it, right? And in some ways, that's kind of what I did. I reframed the whole situation like, oh, this is part of the fun, is getting stuck, right? Emotions, you can use your emotional regulation skills. Breathing, aware of how this emotion is expressing itself in and out of your body, you know? And then consequences. Let's say it's a rough consequence, right? But you take it on, take responsibility, take ownership of it, and look at the lesson. So at any point, you can prevent yourself from kind of going down this loop again and getting stuck in this loop. Okay? I know this is a long video, but I just love this tool. So think about it. Hopefully we can talk about it a little bit, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.